All right, I had a call cancel at work, so I got a little bit of time. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and I might want to just take it easy tonight and not have to come back to the office. So we might actually be preparing a bunch of stuff. So I probably have some duties later tonight to get ready for tomorrow. So I thought maybe I'd take advantage of this time just to go back and see if there's anything that we can work on with our dice application. So just gonna have a seat here and we'll go ahead and get started. So let me share a screen. Okay, so last night, let me get my blog post up. Right, let's add a new post. So yesterday in part three, today is going to be create a street dice game part 4. Who knows how long this will take? Going pretty slowly, but I think I'm learning a little bit. I'm trying to get comfortable with some programming. I certainly do realize there's probably much better ways to handle this, but let's see. A big issue I'm going to have to try to solve today is creating some type of game object where I can pass that game object into the different functions so that I always am dealing with the same stuff. So how are we going to get, um, I think we'll probably have to deal with the bet. Let's look at the next step. So the shooter will then need to make a bet followed by the rest of the group. Clock. Each player can cover a portion of the bet. Betting continues. Okay. I think that you just win even money in this particular simplified version. So let's take a look at our next thing. Resolve dice, set the bet, resolve the bet. So you need to say how much you're going to wager. Um, and then what if you win, then you get some money. So let's think about this. Up at the top, we're going to create a game object. So um, const, no, let game equal, and then um, we want to have some different things like the um, what do we need? Let's say the round number, and that will equal 0 by default, perhaps. We need the players. Do we need to have that? Be an array? I don't really know. Do we need um, the bets? So the players bank. Um, so maybe that's an array, and player 0 is here. So let's say they each have $20. Um, current bet. So we need a bet. Okay. And we need to learn how to um, create methods, create method, JavaScript. So we have a variable, and then we set these as functions. Okay. So we want to, well, let's just think through what this might look like. So we can say first we want to set we will need to know who is the shooter. So it needs to return the player number. So when we set shooter, what do we return? We return 0, return 1. Okay, so with this, we're going to pass the player number into past player number when we are doing the dice. Okay, so I guess what I'm thinking is, when are we going to be sending this stuff around? So do we need to create this object inside of this function so that we can see it? I guess this will be kind of, I think that we will need to create this game inside of that where we're setting up, but we can move it down there. So we need something like get current bet, get bet, function. Let's make sure we got that right. We got the equals. Return this full name. Okay, so get bet, return this dot bet. And what do we need to do is set bet. How do we do set bet? Set bet function amount. This dot bet equals amount. Bet. Something like that. Get the bank and set the bank. Get bank. So we don't need quotation marks. Something like that. Seems weird. bank. Player. So return this players bank player. Player bank player about. So every time you win, the bet amount will be subtracted from one player and added to the other. So is this like we need to set the player bank? We can pass in a negative number. If it's negative, let's see how, I guess we can make a number negative with JavaScript. Negative math, absolute number. So we take the math, negative math, absolute number. That's all you do? Okay. Okay. Let's copy that code and put it in a comment for later. Okay, so number. All right, so in this case, we're just gonna try something out. I want to keep moving forward. So set player bank is gonna be, we want to get, so this, first we want to player this, player, so we first need to get the players bank, and then that person's bank we need to make a calculation with. So eventually we're going to set the players bank, and so I want to say this dot players player dot, no, we don't need the players. I don't even think we need players. So what are we trying to get player bank? So this get player bank player return this player bank player plus amount. And the amount can be negative. All right. So now I think we need to take this game cut that from here. That's going to go down here. So we need some base game switch. No. Okay, we don't need it there. We have to pass it into the function. So game. All right. So starting player equals set shooter. Set shooter. Set shooter. It's going to return a 0 or a 1. Okay, so starting player. We should add a as part of this menu, I guess after you select something, do we need to show the object? Yeah. Display object. So we'll say function display game object. And we'll say console.log game. Let's see where we're at with this. Okay. All right, so now we've got our game object in here. So we can keep track of this stuff. Starting player. So let's starting player equal. So starting player equals. So we need to say something like this. Game current shooter. Okay. So we say game dot current. Something like this. Display object. So let's do 7 display. Okay, so what I was doing just there is trying to display the game object after the menu item is selected. Let's see if we can get an updated result. So let's set shooter. Okay, that seemed to work. So we set the shooter. Wait, that was weird. All right, that seems to be working. I think that we don't need to send out the whole object. We need something like current shooter, player 1 bank, player 2 bank, current bet. All right. Well, I've got another call coming up in a few minutes. I need to take a break, but I think that we made some good progress here. The next thing that we're going to want to do, just take some notes here. So today we created a game object so we could use the result of the functions we were testing with the other functions. We created some methods to get and set object properties. Though right now I don't exactly think that that's giving us any improved performance, but um, it's something I'd heard of, so I'm trying it, and then maybe we'll realize in the future why we're doing it. Um, and we added a display object, game object selection menu. Okay, so now we can display the game job. We added the object. Now we can display the object, and we are now using the game object with the set shooter function. It appears to be working. Here is our new code after here is the game object. Okay, and if you guys don't need to see me writing the blog post, I just kind of spaced. I got kind of into taking my notes. But hope you had a wonderful day. Hope you do have a wonderful day. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you tomorrow.